We are now less than a week from our KELOLAND News GOP governor's primary debate.
John Hansen, Doeden, Larry Rhoden, and Dusty Johnson will outline their vision and state their case right here in our studio for Republican voters.
In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, Dan Santella finds out how they're preparing to take the stage in 5 days.
Campaign season has arrived in earnest, and that means the time for debate is here too. For Republican candidates John Hansen, Larry Rhoden, Doeden, and Dusty Johnson, it's an opportunity to speak directly with people who can hand them a primary victory in early June.
That's one of the things I'm excited about this debate, which is the more people hear about our story, the more people hear about how we've been fighting for them, to put them back in the driver's seat, to fight for them and their family, the more that resonates and the more our support continues to build. And so I'm looking forward to that aspect of the debate.
Not just talk the talk, we walk the walk, and I think we've proven that in the last year as governor, and of course that's part of the advantage of being in the incumbency. People have a chance to see what you're made of and what you can accomplish, and we've quite frankly accomplished a great deal in the last year.
Rhoden is the current governor, and Hansen also holds office in Pierre as the state legislature's Speaker of the House. Doeden, an Aberdeen businessman who has embraced an outsider identity in this contest, says he's not putting in work specific to the debate.
I'm not preparing at all. Unlike my opponents, I'm honest and I speak from the heart. So I'm going to go into those debates. I'm going to speak directly to the folks of South Dakota.
Voters across South Dakota have already elected Johnson to office in the U.S. House in Washington, but he's seeking a change of venue.
Well, the good news for me is that just doing my job is pretty good preparation for the debate. Every single day I get to go to work for South Dakota, travel the state, talk to South Dakotans, learn from them. And generally, they're the experts.
KELOLAND News polling done from March 7th to March 9th surveyed 413 South Dakota Republican primary voters. Johnson led with 28%, Doeden was at 18%, Rhoden received 17%, and Hansen had 14% of the vote. 23% of respondents were undecided. The poll's margin of error was 4.8%, which means primary results with all GOP voters would be expected to fall within the range of 4.8 percentage points above and below the figures they got in the poll. So, Doeden, Rhoden, and Hansen were all within the margin of error of each other.
When you're up by 10 points, I think you just go into that debate knowing that people are going to be taking shots at you. And I think my goal is don't get mired in that. The other candidates probably feel like they have to go negative, but my race is going to be about a positive vision for South Dakota. Let's talk about where we can go together, not what the other candidates have for flaws.
I'm very calm, cool, collected, and I think during the debate, in fact I know, by the end of the debate, the people that sit there and watch the entire thing from the beginning to the end, they're going to see that there are two distinct choices to pick from on June 2nd. There's going to be more than two candidates on the stage, but there's two distinct choices.
Viewers have heard from these four candidates several times in various interviews, but next Tuesday afternoon presents a new stage, all of them together in a debate.
When I took the reins as governor, I committed to being open and responsive and kind of pushed the reset with the press in South Dakota. And so we've done a lot of press, and I think that's probably as good a prep work as any for a debate.
I think if people look at the records, they're going to see there's one guy that's been really fighting for them to put the people of this state first again, and that's me. And so really that's been my focus this entire time, and I think that'll be a big part of this debate coming up.
The primary election is scheduled for June 2nd. Absentee voting starts April 17th. With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Dan Santella.
Now, the race might not be decided in June. South Dakota codified law states that if no candidate receives 35%, the first and second place finishers will advance to a runoff election on July 28th.
Now, the debate will take place here on Tuesday, March 31st at 4 Central Time. It will also be carried on KELOLAND Plus, KELOLAND Extra, and the CW in KELOLAND.